Hi everyone, Teaserking here. This is the 2013 NFL look ahead. Basically, this is more technical than fundamental, like the college one. Looking at who was hot last year against the number that we'll be looking at this year. Again, depending injuries and the draft and things like that. So last year the top teams were Atlanta was 16-2, 89%. This is for the whole year. Baltimore was 17-3, 85%. Now without Ray Lewis, obviously they're a little different. They did pick up a few players, so we'll see how they go. They've always been a great home favorite for the last 5, 6, 7 years, so we'll keep an eye on them. Denver was 16-1 with Peyton Manning, which goes to, if you got the quarterback and the defense, forget about it. Very hard to beat. And Seattle has been rolling the last few years, 16-2 last year. We play against teams that are very bad. We play against Detroit, 14-2, Philadelphia, 15-1, and surprise team, Dallas, 14-2. And that's about it from last year. Now Detroit and Dallas aren't that bad, but they didn't cover, so the spread hasn't adjusted to them. I find Dallas always over spread. Philadelphia with Chip Kelly now as their coach, I don't know what to expect there. It's not going to be Oregon, but it's going to be interesting to watch. We'll keep an eye on it, but Philly was terrible last year, 15-1 against. I'll go back to 2011, 2012. San Francisco has been 31-6, 84%. Atlanta 29-6. And with both teams, Frisco's 15-2 as a home favorite, and Atlanta's 14-1 as a home favorite. And this is where I break it out. I mean, Frisco on the road is 8-3 as a road favorite, so they're not as good on the road as a favorite. They're 6-1 as a road dog. So you bet Frisco as a home, anytime at home. They're 2-0 as a home dog. So they're 17-2 at home, and 6-1 as a road dog. And that's with Harbaugh, and that shows you what the coach is. Kaepernick will get better. He's a good quarterback, but he's not great yet. Other teams, Cincinnati is 28-6, 82% in the last 2 years with Andy Dalton. And Seattle's 28-6, 82% the last 2 years. They're extremely tough at home. They're 14-2, 6-1 home favorite, 8-1 as a home dog. So you get Seattle at home, look out, and now they're much better as a road dog. They used to be terrible on the road. Now they're 11-2 as a road dog. So the only time you don't bet them is road favorite. And there's a lot of teams you don't play when they're road favorites. You got to have a great quarterback. I used to make a lot of money betting Joe Montana on the road. Was unbelievable. Steve Young, the Troy Aikman teams, the Steelers of the 70s. You needed a really good team with a good quarterback because they're laying as much, but they know how to win, and that's really what you need from a road favorite. And there just isn't that many teams out there like that. Betting against 2011 and 2012. Again, Dallas is 27-5 to bet against. Amazingly, 14-2 at home if you bet against them. 12-2 as a home favorite. So when Dallas is at home, it's bet against Dallas. They're 8-1 as a road dog, so you bet against them as a road dog. So pretty much Dallas is just overrated. I think it's Tony Romo. I think he's a bad quarterback. Excuse me, he's a bad quarterback. He turns the ball over way too much. They don't have a good defense. It's not as good as it should be. They do have a good running game, but they've been injured there. They have too much talent not to be a winner, and I think it's their head coach is lousy. Cleveland is 28-4 betting against. A perfect 16-0 on the road. So when Cleveland travels, you can bet against them. And they're 7-1 against as a home favorite. I don't know how they're home favorites, but not a whole lot of teams worse than they are. And really that's it there. The best rolls would be Carolina 7-1 is a home dog. The Giants are strange. They're 10-6 as a home favorite, but 10-2 is a road dog. So whatever at home, the fix must be in on the Giants, and they can win but not cover a lot of the games. They don't make a whole lot of sense as good as they were, and they're lousy as a home favorite. They're over bet. Phoenix has been a good road dog, 12-2 the last 2 years, even without a quarterback. Baltimore 14-2 is a home favorite, 8-1 is a road dog. Again, they're lousy road favorites. Indy's getting better with Andrew Luck. They're 9-2 as a home dog. And Denver's now 10-2 as a home favorite. That's all with Manning. And I've talked about Seattle 14-2 as a home dog at home. Bet against Kansas City as a home favorite, 5-0. San Diego's another really strange team. They're 6-6 if you play them as a home favorite, 9-3 if you play against them as a home favorite. I think they're favored more than they should be. They're not as strong as they should be, and so therefore they don't cover. And if you bet against them, you win a lot because they're weak. The Raiders 8-1, bet against as a home favorite. Indy's 5-0, bet against as a home favorite, and that's mostly with Andrew Luck. Buffalo 13-2, bet against as a road dog. They just aren't very good. They're not going to be any good this year. We talked about Cleveland 28-4 against Pittsburgh. Here's a good one. Pittsburgh is 10-1 as a bet against road favorite. So they travel and they're favored on the road. They're not covering. Cincinnati also as a home favorite. This is real strange. They're 9-1 if you bet against them as a home favorite. 6-0 if you take them as a home dog, and 9-3 as a road favorite. So basically, if Cincinnati's at home, you bet the dog. If they're the dog, you bet them. If they're favored, you bet the other team, and you'd be 15-1. I love these trends. Now, of course, you got to watch the injuries with the trends. You know, if it's a good trend and the guy's injured, you got to be careful. If Manning's out, if Brady's out, whatever. That's the key to that. Phoenix as a home favorite, bet against 7-0. We've talked about Dallas. Washington as a home dog, bet against 8-1. We've talked about Philly. The Giants, bet against as a road favorite, 6-0. New Orleans on the road, bet against 14-3. St. Louis is a home favorite, bet against 4-8. Green Bay, here you go. This is very strange. Bet against Green Bay as a road favorite, 14-0. Bet against Detroit as a home dog, 5-0. And that's about it. Chicago, Minnesota, they're pretty good home teams, but their trends are all over. Minnesota's a good home dog, 6-1. And that's through 0-11. And we'll take one look if we go back to 10. So 10, 11, and 12. I'll just talk macro. Green Bay 21-4 is a home favorite. 18-3 is a road favorite, but they're also 20-1 against as a road favorite. So Green Bay plays close games on the road. They're 84%, 46-9. So Green Bay's a good team to play, especially at home. Frisco is 41-12. 22-4 at home. Atlanta 22-2 at home as a home favorite. 3-0 as a home dog. 25-2 at home, and they're 43-9 overall. Atlanta's a very hot team against the number. AFC, Baltimore 21-3 home favorite. 13-1 road dog. Cincinnati 10-0 home dog. Cleveland 20-2 as a road dog, but if you bet against them as a road dog, also 20-2. It's amazing. So they They play a lot of close games on the road and lose, and they keep the score close to cover, but they don't seem to win the games. They're not blowing anybody out on the road, is what it tells us. New England doesn't have much. They're 21-8 as a home favorite. It's just because they're laying so many points, they don't cover that much. Houston's 5-0 as a home dog, 11-2 as a road favorite, and 40-12 overall. So Houston's starting to come up, but they're still a little inconsistent. San Diego 4-0 as a home dog, and as we talked about Seattle, they're 20-5 at home. Play against Indy play against as a home favorite, 12-2. So you can see the consistency in the trend. They're not good home favorite. A lot of that with Manning. Even with Manning, they were kind of a bet against at home. They don't blow a lot of people out. With luck, they'll get a little better, but they're still just winning games at home. Oakland play against as a home favorite, 11-3. Houston as a road dog, play against 11-2. Play against Cleveland, 41-7, 85%. Play against Jacksonville as a home favorite, 9-0. Play against Cincinnati as a home favorite, 13-1. And the NFC, play against Arizona as a home favorite, 10-0. As a road dog, 18-3. Play against Dallas at home, 21-3. Play against Washington as a home dog, 14-2 with RG3. We'll see about that. Play against the Eagles as a home dog, 7-0. Play against Carolina, 20-4 at home. Again, play against New Orleans as a road dog, 8-1. Play against St. Louis as a home favorite, 6-1. Play against Green Bay as a road favorite. We talked about 20-1. Play against the Lions as a home dog, 9-1. So basically, that's the last 3 years, the trends, where they're consistent, what you want to jump on, like Green Bay, Frisco, Seattle. You can see teams that are getting better. Atlanta, that's why they're playoff teams. So generally, the playoff teams cover, and the weak teams get beat. And that's kind of what it tells you. So again, it's the coach, it's the quarterback, it's the defense. That's how you know good teams. That's what we bet on. But I think more of the same. I like Seattle and San Francisco a lot. I'll be betting them heavy. Baltimore, be curious without Ray Lewis and some of their defense. I don't think Flacco's that good. I'm shocked by the contract. I think they'll start taking a step down. Pittsburgh should get mad after missing the playoffs last year if Roethlisberger can stay healthy. Dallas will be overrated again, bet against. Atlanta could be good. They replaced the running back. Steven Jackson will make a hell of a difference there. I like them. I think they'll still pound it. New Orleans got their coach back. I think they'll be good, although they need defensive help. Chicago, Minnesota, we'll wait and see. They're usually solid at home to bet on. Green Bay, of course. I think with the Alabama running back, excuse me, I don't remember his name. I just saw the game against Georgia the other day. I think that'll be a key, because if you can run the ball, look out. So I think they'll be very good. The weak teams still remain. Kansas City. I think St. Louis is starting to get a little bit better. I think Buffalo had a terrible draft with E.J. Manuel. I don't understand that pick at all. I mean, this guy was nothing at Florida State. I mean, he had a great team, and they didn't do a whole lot. I'm surprised, and then I'm surprised you would draft E.J. Manuel. I thought that was a terrible pick in the first or second round. They're going to make him their starting quarterback. It's a huge mistake. I don't get that at all. I don't get what you saw in the guy that you made him that. I still like Kellen Moore. He's on the Lions now. I don't understand why he's not on some team. You don't accidentally score 50 points a game at Boise and win at Georgia, win at Virginia Tech, beat TCU in a bowl game, and accidentally get there and tell me the guy can't quarterback. You know, he's too small, isn't the arm strength, and the guy can throw any pass. You know, it's not an accident Boise does this. And to prove the point more, with Southwick, the Boise quarterback, and he's terrible, and now they're scoring 10 points a game or 15 points a game. It just shows you it's the same offensive scheme, same coach, and yet Boise can't score, but with Kellen Moore they can. So I would pick him up. If the Lions don't use him more, they're stupid. I know they signed a big contract to their quarterback. God, I'm having such brain dead. I can't think of the guy. The guy from Georgia, you know who it is. I apologize. They signed him to a long-term contract. Now, Calvin Johnson broke a record, every receiving record, and they won a whole 4 games last year. It just shows you've got to be able to run the ball, and you've got to have defense, and the Lions didn't either. Reggie Bush isn't going to help them. Terrible draft by the Lions. What else is new? I mean, they waste the first pick on a guy who's played 5 games at BYU. He's a defensive end. What are you kidding me? It's a joke. It's just amazing how bad these teams draft, and they wonder why they lose every year. But that just shows you must run the ball, even if there's passing advantage. That's the key to it. You run, you rest your defense, and Parcells understands that. It's hurting Belichick. If you notice, they haven't won the Super Bowl since they haven't had that solid defense with Teddy Bruschi and Vrabel and Seymour and all those guys. Brady can get you so far, but that's why they keep losing. They can't get over. They don't have that defense they had, and that's what wins for you. A la Baltimore, they can win a good defense in Flacco versus Brady and an average defense. So New England just doesn't get it anymore, and that's why they don't win it. I think Miami had a good draft. I think they'll get better. Carolina with Cam Newton, I don't know. I think he's a good quarterback. They run too much. RG3, if they keep running him, he won't last. He's already got knee problems, and they run a spread option with the guys. It's ridiculous what they're doing. And Romo, it's terrible. Philadelphia, I like to see Chip Kelly. I think that Oregon offense has a way to run, but they got to run the ball inside. They can't just run these spread running plays. The linebackers, defensive end, are way too fast in the NFL to think they're going to run this wide stuff that they ran in college. So they need an up the gap, up the middle running attack. But outside of that, I'm curious. They've always had a good defense at Oregon with Chip Kelly. So I'd like to see what they'll do. Again, that's a wait and see, but I don't know. Vic, I don't know. He was making improvements, but he's a good quarterback. He's average plus good. So basically, that's my thought. I think Arizona added Carson Palmer. They need a quarterback. I was really shocked they let their coach go. He was a very good coach. I'd hire him if I was a team needing a coach. St. Louis, Kansas City, Buffalo. I forget where he went. I apologize for that. But I'm just talking off the top of my head. That's why I kind of sometimes don't recall everything. But the gist is the comments. So basically, that's how I look at this year's NFL. Just superficially, I think Frisco had a good draft. A lot of teams had bad drafts. I don't know what they're doing. Or they'll get married to a quarterback who's average, and then they don't draft the quarterback, and it just amazes you. So anyway, that's just a quick look at the NFL for 2013. Questions, comments, please, you can leave them here, or you can go to my website, teaserking.com, and that'll get you to my Gmail, and I've already had a few requests about opening week college. I'm going to start digging into that, looking at the spreads, but we still have a while, and there could be injuries. And I think Ohio State suspended one of their players. They get into these fights or misdemeanors, so I like to wait till the week of to really make my determination of who I like. Anyway, have a nice day. Good luck to us this year, and I will talk to you soon.